very crucial, very important that you understand people. If you don't understand people, you cannot really be remembered as a great project manager. Your job, everything you do, it's about your understanding of people. Everything you do, I mean, how do you define? One of the most basic definitions of a project is a unique initiative that produces a unique objective, or something that is temporary that delivers a unique result. So who defines results? People. Who defines constraints? People. We heard about risk management. What does risk management mean? Meaning that things may go wrong. How do you mitigate these things? What are the impact? Everything revolves around people. So my job in the next 19 or 17 minutes is to just share a little bit about my experience and how my understanding of people has been able to help me navigate the complexities of project management. I will also try to be as authentic as possible. So sometimes when we read profiles, you'll be like, wow. But in this building, I won Staff of the Year. We're about 269 plus. I also failed on projects. So don't think that some of us that stand here are, with all sense of modesty, superstars. Maybe. But the reality is that we've also experienced a couple of failures. But the beauty of that is there was something of value that we're able to salvage from some of those experiences. As I go ahead, in 2015, I was privileged to be part of some of the folks here then that designed a strategy called Bank of the Future with our CEO then. And the plan was that we believe that you can actually do banking without the brick and mortar walls. But then it was difficult to connect to, because technically the only fintech in Nigeria that we knew was InterSwitch. And if you're familiar with InterSwitch then, trying to integrate to InterSwitch took about 6 to 2 months. I've been on a project that we couldn't integrate successfully for 3 months. And sometimes we forget some of these things. So we wrote that strategy, but because the infrastructure was not right, it couldn't just scale. And we had one of the smartest people in the room then. 2 years or thereabout after, Alert launched. Our failure became the platform for another project to launch. And you can see how Alert, pioneered the revolution of fintech in Nigeria. Coincidentally, to had a late night event. I had Mike yesterday night. So I think most of the speakers probably had late night events. So let me get right into it. Everybody you work with, everybody, are into 2 major categories. They are either logical people or emotional people. And I want you to start doing some mental recalibration within your network. Everybody that you've ever had to do anything with are either very, very logical people or emotional. Logical people, most times, have these tendencies to command things. Most times, they are not really, really easy to work with. Most times, they like to see data. You cannot just walk into the office of a logical person and say, we need to promote this person. He will say, where is the numbers? And you've heard things like, show me the numbers, so show me the data. In God alone I trust. Every other person, show me the data. These are some of the conversations that you will hear from logical people. On the flip side, there is the emotional people. People who will, not that they are not logical, right? They are amiable, they'd like to be your friend, and things like that. So that's how I would like to start my foundation today. Your job is to be able to understand the kind of people you work with or you are going to be working with. You have to be able to do the job of understanding to say, is this person a logical person? Meaning that, do they think in numbers? For example, let me take a cue about our 2 last presidents. If you think about President Goodluck Jonathan, you could observe that he is more of an amiable person. But if you look at President Obasanjo on the other side, he's more of a very, very logical person. So when you deal with people that are very, very logical, one of the things you want to look out for is, how do I present data? How do I bring key analytical concepts to the table to be able to connect to this person? Because at the end of the day, you need to connect to people to deliver. I was doing the research, and I did the research, I think, in 2016. And surprisingly, I did it early this morning, and it's still valid. Number 3 reasons why projects fail, according to PMI, Project Management Institute, for those of us that are not familiar with PMI, is lack of executive support. What does that mean? A project has been crystallized, an idea has been crystallized. As a project manager, you are given that responsibility to run with that idea. And oftentimes, what a lot of us do is we run without trying to understand the different stakeholders. By the time you start running, the initial support you had, you probably don't have it again, and your project fails. But why do some of these things fail? Because we don't communicate effectively. Sometimes you are telling a logical person things that an amiable person wants to hear. So that person is not listening to you. And I will share a few examples. I used to work in 2015. I was reporting to 2 managers. Both of them were CEOs. One of them is the CEO of this particular company. The other one is friend, who is the customer, is the CEO of another company. I will not mention who is logical and who is amiable. So one is very logical, the other one is amiable. I'm a more of a logical person by nature, right? So the amiable says, let's get this done. I want to see business plan. I want to see 18 pages of documents, blah, blah, blah. The logical person said, trash all of this English. Where are we? It was a massive project. As of then, we were trying to automate payment with paying for fuel. So the whole idea was that you just drive to a filling station, you pick the nozzle, press a few buttons, and you could get fuel. Of course, that project didn't scale. It was a failure, primarily because we only had 3G network in Nigeria. So anyway, and I was struggling. I wasn't this experienced. Most of what I know now, I didn't know. So it was a battle. I was having what Gen Zs will call mental health issues, heart palpitations, and so out of my struggle. So one of the days I was just going home, and the colleague called me. She's relocated to the US now. She said to me, I want to see you. I said, what's the problem? She said, you just kill yourself. She said, find an alignment with these people. I had project management certifications. I've taught PMP. As of then, I was what you would call, an expert. But even in my expertise, I was still clueless. So what did I do? The logical person, I wrote a nice Gantt chart, put all the risk, what you want to see, blah, blah, blah. I gave it to the other person. The amiable person, I had to be managing the amiable person from regular WhatsApp chats, and that was how we were able to deliver on the project. So that's number 1. Everybody that you meet on your project are either logical or amiable. Secondly, unfortunately, most project managers don't directly manage people. In fact, before you become what I would call a manager of project managers, you probably are a program manager somewhere. And even in most cases, most program managers will probably manage 1 or 2, 3 projects. You don't technically manage people directly. And what does that tell you? You are not likely, in most cases, responsible for any of the resources that you require to deliver on your project. For example, you need a budget. In most times, you just provide inputs into the budget. You don't even control the budget. The control of the budget sits with maybe finance or some financial controller, and depending on the organizational structure, it may sit with somebody who is more senior. Number 2, you need people. You need to hire people. Most times, you have to leverage human resource folks, HR, to be able to hire people, meaning that you also don't control the hiring process. Number 3 is, for instance, and probably this is a tough one. I don't know if I want to say this because of my friend from Microsoft. Developers are some of the craziest human beings I've ever worked with. In fact, let me digress. In 2019, we were doing a project that was supposed to provide reporting on all the activities of the former administration, things around home grow school feeding, the general social impact project. And I was, it was about $6.5 million funded by Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. On our side, I was a PM. I was reporting as a PM from a program management perspective to Accenture. I was reporting from a normal execution perspective to the then MD of NIBS, Mr. Adeshonubi, who eventually became the acting CBN governor in Nigeria. And then again, my stakeholders were at the villa. I was working out of the villa. And we had to deliver. I had a presentation on Monday. And I know we are not ready. So on Saturday night, I was about going to bed. Around 11 p.m., I just had this serious headache. I slept. And I was dreaming that I was in a room. Bill Gates sat in front of me. And he was asking me questions. And at a level, you can't say you don't know. So I couldn't deliver. Do you know why? Because my project, my developers were just a bunch of very great people. And then again, emotional intelligence, native intelligence, we always come to play. You always find excuses to shift your demo. There are things you can say, right? If you're very smart. So I had to then start looking at all of the documents and found a loophole around change management. And again, the project was being administered by RPA. It was a lot of funding. And I had to find a loophole, and I had to harness that loophole to buy more time. So how do you do that? Now, how did I resolve that? Because I had built coalitions, and that's my second point. You have to build coalitions. You cannot survive as a project manager in isolation. You can do financial analysis without being anybody's friend. Get to work, sit on your laptop, run your models, send it and go home. You can do that. But you cannot survive as a PM without friends. Because you're always going to be fighting and hustling for resources. So in that case, the deputy CTO of the particular company was my very, very good friend. I said, guy, I beg, you have to save me. You have to move resources for me. And that was what we did. Following the right prioritization approaches and strategies, we looked at, okay, what can we move here? What can we move there? And all of that. Number 3, I don't want to use the exact words that Victoria had used, but in a nutshell, you must be very, very good to people. I have a startup on the side, and one of our values was people. One of our core values was people, and it reads people. Here we treat people as people. How do you want people to be? How do you like to be treated? And that's how you extend the way you treat people. That's how you extend to how you treat people. I was just actually having a chat with one of the panelists this morning, and I was telling her that the last time I got a job that I applied for was actually my last job in this building, and that was December 2013. Every opportunity I've gotten had been from a referral or some people that I've worked with. And one of the most humbling experiences I've had is a customer picked my CV, and there was a role that I was, in my opinion, not qualified for. He said, Sinmi, you are the one that is going there. So I've had opportunities that I had to pass on because I felt how much they wanted to pay was not good enough. I wanted more money. But I didn't apply. And I'm talking about opportunities that people will call for. Some of these things come from the impact that I've been privileged to make in the lives of people. And I don't mean by you help people advance their career. No. It could be things as simple as being friends. Some of the ideas that I will share here are actually very simple that some of us overlooked. When I joined Venture Garden February 16, 2014, we had a guy who was one of the GMs. So then we used to work from a building around the corner. We averaged like 40, 60 people, physically. So I started observing this man. When he comes in the morning, goes from desk to desk, shakes everybody by hand. How are you? Then if you're married, he try to get to know your children's name. If you're not married, are you in a relationship? So he connected. And I like the idea. So I started connecting. I will shake everybody when I come to work. How are you? How are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. And that gave me some sort of leverage. That helped me build coalitions. To the extent that in one of my places that I worked, people nicknamed me general because of the way I carry myself. I'm just everybody's friends. It doesn't mean that you're not effective, but you can build coalitions to help you provide the kind of support that you want. To be fair, the career of a project manager is very interesting and can be very boring. And why did I say so? Most times when the project is successful, in my experience, Most times, as a project manager, you're even at the back end. And how many, I'm going to ask some strange questions here. How many product launch have you seen that is led by a project manager? Most of the time, is the chief commercial officer or somebody like us, commercial director, who will come, take all the photo, speak one or two grammar on the pages of newspaper. Why is the project manager that is now paying his due that we have paid in the past is seated somewhere? And that's the boring part of this profession. When things go right, sometimes you may not feel appreciated for it. But now, imagine that you're anchoring a project and you're missing deadlines. Then you're on the hot seat. Everybody is asking you questions. Where are we? What's happening? What have you done? Why is this not working? Blah, blah, blah. 2015, I sat in front of my manager. I was doing an appraiser. It was an appraiser system. Then I was handling 4 projects. We were 19 project managers. We were 21. I was number 19 by hierarchy. So, and I was handling 4 projects. But because of my personality, I'm a can-do person. And I was the only one handling 4. So out of the 4, 2 were failing. 1 was good. So one of the critical core values that we measured then was excellence. So excellence, he said, he's called me 3. We now started having back and forth. I said, you guys call me 3. I don't come late to work. I do blah, blah, blah. And he said, but your project failed. And I'm going somewhere with this. I said, well, it was a fintech integration with a company that's now called, I don't know what they call them then, but then it used to be Electron Settlement Limited. I don't know if you're on fintech, you may know them, ESL. So their core developer resigned to go and join Flutterwave when Flutterwave started. In fact, as of then, GB was still in Access Bank. I don't know if you understand, it was the first guy they hired, very brilliant first-class graduate. I said, how am I supposed to know that the developer of my vendor is going to resign? So he said I should have done risk mitigation plans, but also I said, okay, if I built the risk mitigation plan, what am I supposed to do? Okay, am I supposed to go and hire the developer? So those are the kind of complexities that happen. But now I know better. What should I have done? I should have put liquidated damages in the contract to say, if you meet this particular deadline, you are going to pay me a particular LD for missing those deadlines. I should have put in, and then we're not, Agile was just becoming more popular. Now it's easy. One of the things that she said when she was up here was where you have 2-week sprints, and then you then come and do project demo. Then it was pure waterfall. By the time you are back after 3 months, the project has gone haywire. The client has even forgotten what they want. But now it's just 2 weeks or 1 week. Oh, you want this, and you see. So these are the kind of challenges that I faced, and I had to learn a lot from a lot of these experiences. I had to learn, invest myself into a lot of learning. One of the learnings that I was learning took me to a book that I read, I think in 2013, called No Excuses by a guy called Brian Tracy. I don't know how many of you are familiar with Brian Tracy. And one of the things I remember in the book was the 3% rule, where he said that if you invest 3% minimum of your income into yourself, you can grow your career. You can grow your income at a minimum 33% year on year. And I said, okay, let me try this. So then my 3% could not do a lot. So I could buy books. There was, now you have a lot of resources. You don't have Udemy, all these things. And I started parasiting some of these things. And that's how I started learning. Which brings me to number 4. Learning is very crucial. But learning in this context, I'm not going to talk about the technical, I would say the boring stuff, WBS, 10 knowledge areas, Agile Manifesto, Agile Philosophy, how to use Trello, Basecamp, Primavera, Microsoft Project. I didn't want to mention your product, by the way, because you didn't pay us for advert. And things like that. But I'm going to talk about learning around understanding people, learning around sensitivity to your environment, learning around understanding that what you and I call office politics is generally about coalitions, learning around networking. And let me tell you a very simple story of how I had to be standing here. One of the co-conveners of this event, 2014, I went to buy suya. 2021, sorry, in Magodo. So as I was buying suya, I was with my uncle, and we were speaking our local diet. And Dr. Ayo was also there, and she's like, are you from my village? I said, yes. She saved my number on her phone as my village man. So I said, yes. Hey, we connected. So what do you do? I'm a product manager. She was managing that product, this product that's now live. You know, that she was trying to build it. And that's how we connected. So sometimes you have to pay attention to your environment. You have to understand people. 2014, we signed a contract with a major disco to do some automation. And for 9 months, we could not execute the project for a lot of issues, Nigerian factor. So one of those days, 2015, my former boss then called me and said to me, please, can you go check out what is happening in this customer location? Mind you, more experienced people have gone. We've not had any success. I'm like, what do I go? What am I going to do? Blah, blah, blah. She says to me, please just go. So I went to Eco Disco. I parked. As I was walking into, that was my first time. As I was walking into the office from the car park, I saw some group of people trying to buy granules and roasted plantain, etc. So I just, I was nervous, right? It was a 13th floor building. I'm so supposed to go there and go and meet, just to go and gather intelligence. So as I was there, people were just speaking, and a man was speaking Yoruba, but the Yoruba, by the way, I'm from Ondo town. So the Yoruba was not pure. So I picked that this is not somebody that grew up in Lagos. So I just asked him, I said, sir, are you from so and so place? He said, yeah. I said, can you speak? He said, yes, I can speak. So I spoke the local dialect. You know, say, what are you doing here? I said, I'm so person working for so company. I want to come and do this. Guess what? He was the head of device management in that company. His department was to sign the final letter to enable us execute. And I said, are you the driver? So he took me to the 9th floor, and I came back with 2 trucks and a team from his people, and that was how I started. Another experience, I'll share a few experiences around people. This same company, I had a PM that I used to manage. Fresh graduate, great guy, OAU, great degree, but unfortunately, extremely cocky. And which takes me to I can't remember who said it on the panel around mentorship. Extremely cocky. So I will advise this guy who say, no, he has read certifications all over his way, no, this is how I will do it. So we sat in one of these rooms. He happened to this office, one of these rooms. And he looked at me, no, not here, sorry. Man, I'm mixing things up. And he looked at me in the eye, he said, Sinmi, in 2 weeks, I'm going to get this done. Well, the project was crawling. When you are more experienced, you can see all the landmines. So I said, okay, no problem. 2 weeks passed, project was failing. After 2 weeks, project was failing. So he ran to me and said to me, I said, okay, follow me. Let me show you how it's done. So he followed me, and now I want you to follow this. We got to the customer's office, the main guy that has been sitting on our progress, so to say. This guy then, this particular PM of, my PM should be about 24 years old. This man is in early 50s. The moment we entered the man's office, he stretched his hands to the man and looked at him in the eye. All these things you read in books, Simon Sinek, be confident, and you don't apply local context. You don't understand that Nigeria is a cultural environment. Heard the guy, looked at him in the eye, said, good afternoon, how are you? I just knew that was the problem. So I was, behind him, because the man had not met me. The moment it was my turn, I looked at his table, I saw a Yoruba name. I just went all Yoruba. Egbon, how are you, sir? And he looked up, he said, how are you, blah, blah, blah. The guy introduced me, this is my manager. Luckily, his phone rang. As his phone rang, he was talking to his younger brother, and the younger brother happened to have graduated of, I don't know, is it graduate you call it in secondary school? Finished from the secondary school I went, a year before I was in GS1. I mean, he finished a year before I got into boarding school. So we got talking, and that was how we cracked it. That was how I was able to bridge that gap. Another experience, I was in Abuja. They were owing us 96 million naira. It was a lot of money. I mean, for my project. Although I was no longer a project manager, I was now more experienced. And we couldn't just get the money out. You know, so that day was my birthday. So I dressed, wore a brand new shirt, and I went to the ministry. I don't want to mention the name. And as I walked into the man's office, he sat me down. He said, sit down. I said, no, I'm fine with standing. He said, sit down, young man. I said, I'm fine with standing, sir. He said, okay, sit down. So I sat. He said, what is the problem? I explained my problem, blah, blah, blah. I said, hey, but you have not done this. You have not done that. Again, I entered my tribal correlations. And unfortunately, maybe some of these things, if I were to be saying this on a platform, maybe I'm teaching in an MBA school, I won't give these examples. But I want to be very authentic here. The context of Nigeria, especially if you manage projects within Nigeria, cultural understanding is very important. If you manage Indians in a project, you must understand that the way they speak to you sometimes, you may think is rude. If you work with South Africans, they are very detail-oriented, and if you ask Mr. A, South African, this way, I don't know. Let me go and call Shola. They are typical Nigeria will try to answer all of the questions. So you need to understand some of these cultural correlations and things like that. So as I met this guy, and we got talking, and I was able to connect. And how did I connect? And I'm going to share how I connected. I just said, pretended as if I wanted to prostrate. I said, sir. As I was going to go, I said, sir, I said, please, my job is on the line. Everybody that had gone to meet him had always been full of themselves and things like that. And that was how I was able to deliver on the project. And finally, on these examples that I'm sharing, there was a time I was doing a project up north. So I was always coming with suit, formal dress, ties, white shirt, cufflinks all over the place. And I was not able to crack my stakeholders. I couldn't connect. And I've done everything I know how to do. Unfortunately, I cannot speak Hausa. So I couldn't connect. So one of those days, one of the senior leaders just called me into his office. Said he wants to see me. He said, you always come here like, say, now only you sabi. I said, but sir, he said, see you, go and buy native. Go and buy native. The moment he said, go and buy native, my market intelligence fifth sense just clicked. I said, do you know anybody? He said, my younger brother makes native. I said, how much? He told me. So I paid for 2. And that was how I was able to connect. The entirety of my story is, if people are critical to the success of your project, you must understand how to connect to people. Your understanding of how to connect to people will go a long way in ensuring that you deliver your projects. How do you connect? You bring value to the table. You give people value, people will give you value. In the context of the workplace, you build coalitions. It's not about take. You also bring value to some of these people. Unfortunately, my time is up. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sinmi. That was really amazing, on point, very practical. There wasn't too much of aspire to perspire. There are things that you can literally get right to working on once you go back. All right, so quickly we are going to go into a brief presentation session. But before we go to that, I want us to appreciate the convener and the sponsors of this program. Why? When you hear everything that all the speakers are saying, you realize that the quality of people that they have brought, definitely it is connection that has brought them, definitely it is relationships that have brought them, and so I'm going to do it in like a very engaging form. I'm not just going to say, okay, clap for them and all of that. I'm going to be mentioning different brands here. So I have about 11 of them. So when I mention the first one, you guys will do it, just clap once. The second one, you clap twice. The third one, 3 times. You get the trajectory. till I get to the 11. I'm going to mention, I think, about 11 brands here. And then once I'm done, we then give like a final ovation to all of them. So do you get my explanation? All right, thank you so much. Okay, so please a round of applause for Nira, Liberta Leasings, Sapphire Events, the PM Tribe, Repos Bay, B Chain Academy, TCOC, Red Media, Launch Bridge, Elektron, Institute of Counseling in Nigeria. A round of applause for all of them. All right, thank you so very much. I'd like to bring up Miss Victory Ogenevo to have a short presentation on the PM Tribe. A round of applause for her, please.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Once again, I feel like I've climbed this stage like 7 times today. Alright, so does everybody know what PM Tribe is about? If you know anything about PM Tribe, then just see your hand. That's not possible now. If you know about PM Tribe, raise up your hand. I have community members, so you should not call my hand. Where's Vanessa? Alright, so basically PM Tribe is a community for project managers and aspiring project managers. So I'm part of the project management for Area Plus in IT project management. I remember when I was 1 month, I transitioned through a free training that was being offered by the company WSM. And during that 1 month, I don't know, it was as if someone just told me that you do not transition into IT project management after this 1 month. Something's going to happen to you and your destiny. And then I took it so serious, and in 1 month I was actually okay, I guess. And then I remember reaching out to my boss at the time, or my tutor at the time. I was like, I really want to be in the IT project management space. And then I was expecting him to say, okay, I'll enter you and all of that. But what he did was, he gave me one of his biggest projects at the time. And when I'm talking about big projects, I mean, it was actually really big. I'm not going to mention the product because I'm not the product manager. So it was actually big. And when he gave it to me, I was like, oh more, this is really special because I literally do not know what I'm supposed to do, and I needed to prepare documents. I'm talking about like really big documents. I remember after 1 month, he sent me a message around 1 a.m. I don't know if it's here. Mr. Gringa. Okay, I remember after 1 month, he sent me a message early in the morning, I think around 1, 2 a.m. that someone was told him that, and one of the team members asked him how long have you been in the IT space. And I was like, what happened? He said she's very good. No, just 1 month into it. And she started for me to start for me. I was just 1 month into it, and I remember the only reason why, one of the reasons, wasn't the only reason, one of the reasons I was putting in that much energy was because, first off, for me, when I'm going into a particular space, it's always, I need to be one of the best, or I need to be the best. I don't just want to be someone that is existing in this industry. So if you see me saying, I'm doing this, I'm doing it with all my heart, you know that, yes, this girl is actually good in this thing. So I went into it, and the person said, I'm very good and all of that. And then in the space of, I'm now 2 months into it, right? In 2 months, he gave me 2 other projects that were paid. And they were really big as well. I think it was at that point I was like, well, don't kill me. So, and he gave me, it was actually big. And from then till now, I have not, and I'm not trying to exaggerate, I have not applied for any job I've worked on. I have worked on a lot, but I've not had to apply. I've applied for somebody, they not call me. But the ones that I've worked on, and they are really big projects, I've not had to apply for them. They've been based on referrals and all of that. And then during this journey, I realized that a lot of project managers are actually at the space they are in, or aspiring project managers are at space they are in because they don't have the right support they need. Actually, they don't have the right support. I'm a product of amazing people, amazing communities, and I take networking very serious. If you know me, you know that number one thing that I always preach about is people. Networking with people, connecting with people is one of God's biggest gifts to humans, and that was how I put together, I formed the PM Tribe, where project managers and aspiring project managers can just, be in a space where they get to connect with one another, share their challenges, ask questions. For those in PM Tribe, they know you have access to me, not my DM. In the community, you have access to me, ask questions, I'll answer it real life. And then being the person I am in the project management space, I've not gotten there yet, but I'm still trying. There are a lot of opportunities that come to my DM pertaining to project management, and I tend to make referrals when necessary, right? So that they're not going to cut my head when someone go and deliver rubbish. So basically, why I'm here is to tell you, if you'd like to join the PM Tribe, the community for project managers and aspiring project managers, we have two communities. We have the free community and we have the paid community, which is launching today. Because you cannot grow when everything you're collecting is free. It's not possible. You cannot grow. Everything cannot come to you free. But the good thing is the activity community is actually not expensive. Please, where's second mic? Where's second mic? Okay, so I'm going to ask a question. Just give anybody random, like 3 people. If you are to pay anything monthly to invest in your career as a project manager, how much should it be monthly? Why are you giving Tosin? Okay, Tosin, you can answer.
No specific amount was
No,
come
just
to my mind,
if you had to pick, how much would it be? Any amount that comes to your mind. How much would you invest in your career monthly as a project manager?
I would say maybe minimum of maybe a 20K upwards.
20K. Okay. Please, another person. If you have to pay monthly to, invest, assess job opportunities, actually, almost daily, assess mentors, right? Have access to networking opportunities and all of that. So how much would you pay monthly?
Okay, so I'll say the range of 20 to 40.
The range of 20 to 40 monthly. Okay, one more person. Okay, please go and give. There's a lady there that wants to say something. Yes, please give her the mic. She wants to invest 100K every month.
Let's be sincere with ourselves.
Okay,
let's be realistic. How much do you pay for LinkedIn and all that? 5,000 is okay monthly. Let's be sincere with ourselves. Don't come and be saying 20,000. 5,000.
But there are actually people that pay that amount way more than that monthly. Good. All right. So with that being said, so what's your name? Please give her the mic. What's your name?
My name is Priye.
Priye. Yeah. Okay, all right. So, Priye, to access the PM Tribe community is 5,000 naira monthly. I think that's me doing giveaway for you people, actually, for the first year. And, but you don't get to register for 1 month. It's not all of you are clapping like this. You register for a year, which is 60,000 naira, still giveaway. And then, if it's 6 months, you can register for 6 months. But if you register at the event, which is also open this offer is open for a week. If you register at the event, you get to register at 20% off. Meaning, if you visit the PM Tribe website and you click register and you want to register, you're not going to register at 60K. You're going to register at, I think, 48K for the year and 24,000 naira for 6 months, right? You register today, or you within the space of 1 week. So I have my amazing team members going around. If you're not going to register at the event, but you'd like to be a part of the exclusive community, but you cannot register today, you're going to register in the course of the week, because I'm going to leave it open, and then price goes back to normal. If you're going to join the exclusive community within the week, you can just fill out the form going around, and you'd get to access the opportunity within this week. I think that will be all for me. For Onye, is it Onye that answered me, or Priye? Okay, for Priye, I'll give you 1 month free to the exclusive community. Thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of the event.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yes, you can actually scan the barcode for to access the website. Thank you.
All right, a round of applause for Miss Victory. I mean, this is... When I was reading her bio, I said she's passionate about empowering, women and girls. Of course, this is not a gender-specific opportunity, but you can see a passion for constantly trying to improve the lives of everyone around her, and I think this is really amazing. A round of applause for her once again, please. A round of applause for her. Thank you. All right, so quickly we're going to go through, excuse me, a game session, and I'm going to bring up the person who's going to handle it. But before I do that, I wanted to start off with this game, and then she would take over from me. So it's called a letter game. We have 26 alphabets, right? So you're going to form a word, and it has to make sense. You're going to form a word with the next letter. So if somebody starts with letter A, the next person has to say a word that starts with letter B. But those words, they have to make sense. You can't just say a boo-boo, kitty, they have to make sense. So I think I've always put her on sports, so I'm not going to start with you. I'm going to start with her. And I think I've engaged a lot of more people here than here. So let's go. You're lucky, you're starting with A, so anything you start with works.
All project managers. Okay, just a word. Okay. Allow
Birds. Cassava.
Birds, cassava, okay.
Dog. Oh, is it meant to?
Yes,
it's meant to align.
Yes. So
Allow birds.
you can actually
Did you say
stop
cat?
and continue like a fresh sentence with your own letter. So otherwise it would then lose its meaning. So yes, allow birds, cassava.
Die. Elephant.
Fishes stay in the water.
Greatness. Greatness.
Elephant fishes greatness. How? No.
Okay, is it what?
A word with the letter. Grow, okay?
Oh my God.
Happily. I helped you.
inside.
They grow house. But let's go with the what I helped you with. Happily, they grow happily. Inside.
Jog.
No, elephants don't grow inside jug. But that's fine. Let's keep going. It started with elephant fishes grow inside. No, but the elephant can't just be a word. Can't just be a sentence.
Jungle.
A round of applause for her, please. That's a nice save.
Kind.
Okay.
Leave.
Kind leave. Or kindly leave.
Enjoy.
Enjoy. We have passed E. L M. Can you leave my nook?
Net.
Makes sense. Or open, yeah.
On.
Can you leave my net on? No, you're forming a word with the next letter.
On.
On.
Can I say project?
Leave my net on project. On pause. No.
Okay, on pause.
But it's net. How do you pause
No,
a
it's
net?
P. O-P.
Keep going. M.
Q. Ha.
Just go.
OPQ. Did you say anything? What did you say?
Yes, project or pause. On pause then.
So start a fresh sentence with
I
Q.
think so, yeah. Queen.
Rashida.
Queen Ruth.
Stole.
I don't
Queen
get
stealing.
What's your
Root. Stole.
two?
Stole. So
Okay, stole. My letter is
Trinkets.
what? The table. I stole the table. Abioki stole the. Okay.
Stole the.
Universe.
That's interesting. So that will end that. She stole the universe. Okay, let's start with V. Okay. Vivian.
Okay. Window. Window now. Will. Vivian will
Vivian will.
understand.
No, we've passed you. X.
There's no word. Exceptional.
Nice.
X-ray.
Will X-ray.
There's no word for X.
Y and Z.
That should be yachts now.
Your seal. Your zeal.
Your zygotes.
A round of applause for everybody. Thank you so much for indulging me. So I'm going to hand over to Miss Lydia to take you on another round of games. A round of applause for her, please.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. You all look beautiful. My name is Lydia Emeka, but if you don't know, they also call me the fire host because my energy is off the roof. That's right. A couple of you might have seen me outside hosting the red carpet, but right now I'm hosting the stage. How about that? Okay, so there's a gift. Yeah, see, we are going to do like a little good ultimate search. There's a gift under a seat here. So people are already checking. Calm down. Just chill. So I would like you all to stand up and just check under your seats. Okay, everybody's in a hurry. Really? There are wolves in this state, in this country, is plenty. Okay, my guest speakers are checking their seats. Did you find anything? Check while low. Today might be your lucky day. Under your seat, not under the foam, under your seat. Looks like someone is not sitting there. What did you find? What did you find? A round of applause. Can you stand up, please? A round of applause. What did you find? Please come. Can you come forward? What did you find?
Winner is written on it.
Okay, round of applause, please. So you have a gift. You have a gift. You either receive it now or after. Okay, she's here. She'll say it. 1 minute.
I'm sure that was a little exercise for everyone. Okay, so the gift is you're having access to our guest speaker. You're going to have in a 24-hour session. having him to mentor you or speak to you on anything you need. So this man is money. You don't like it. Should I change the gift? Should I change the gift? Do you want something else? Okay, so that's so you can meet with us at the end of the session. Let's book a private session with him. So you're gonna sit down with him, ask him any question. He can mentor you. You have access to anything from him. I'm saying, I'm setting him up. He does not know. I'm setting him up. Yes, Mr. Sinmi, you're gonna have access to him. So that's the gift for the room. Thank you very much.
You see, this kind of gifts, babe, think well, oh. You know that point where they tell you that if you are seated with Bill Gates, what would you ask him? Babe, this is your opportunity. I don't know how you want to do it, but pray to ask the right questions, because any beautiful thing can come out from just this sitting. This sitting can change your life. It can change the course of your next 5 years. So congratulations to you once again. How are we feeling today? How have the session been? I would really love us to say, we are all going to say it together. We're all going to say thank you to PM Tribe. So can we all just say it together? Yes, thank you so much. I mean, a round of applause for yourselves too. And a round of applause for yourself for being at the first edition of the project management event. You know, you hear of tech events, you hear of other things, but this is the first one. Before our host comes back on stage, I just want us to do one thing. How well do you know places in Lagos State? How well do you know places in Lagos State? Okay, so let's do an A to M. We're not going to reach Z because there's no time. So an A to M. So when I say A, you call a place in Lagos. If I say B, you call a place in Lagos. Who knows, the loudest voice might go home with another gift. So it's up to you. And you never know what this gift might be. This gift might just be a job opportunity. You can never tell. So, A. B. C. Nice one. D. Oh. Okay, I had Dr. Mu. Babe, you're on one. E. Okay. I can hear from this side. What's happening to this place? F. Okay, I heard first tag. G. Nice one. This is like the brother that was answering G. H. How's where? Okay. Yeah, but people, where you dey? I. J. K. Okay. L. See the island babes. M. Should we reach Z? Should we reach Z? N. Okay. Okay. This girl stays on the mainland. Oh. Oh, Shodi has it. P. Q. Thank you. What school did you attend? What school did you attend? Queen's College Road. Queen's Drive. Where is that? R. S. Surulere. T. Tejo Show, Takwabe, CBS. I've forgotten the alphabet. U. On that bridge where? Which on that bridge? V. W. Where do you stay? You. Lady on brown hair, where do you stay? Okay, I wonder how you know I've stayed up with you. X. Okay, that one hard though. Even me, I don't know. Y. Yaba. Then Z. Zebra. Well done. A round of applause for yourself, please.
Thank you so much, Miss Lydia. You said fire, what did you say? Fire us. I mean, she did bring fire. A round of applause for her, please.